This incident, or you can say series of incidents, happened with my wife in the between September 2009 to December 2009. We were staying in a rented apartment near the military training ground in Pune. Our house is on the first floor to the left side once we come up from the corridor. There is a balcony overlooking a forested area before the entrance. Then, there is living room, kitchen, and a bedroom in a straight. I got married in May 2009. Due to an emergency in the family, we did not go to our honeymoon until August 2009. We went to Ulibag as my wife likes beaches, and stayed at a resort right beside sea, at Kihim Beach. On the first day, we had enjoyed on the beach, had our dinner, and came back to our room. It has a balcony facing the sea with a coffee table. We sat there, having coffee, enjoying the fresh sea air, and talking. Then I went to take a shower before bed. After I came back, I saw my wife sitting very still, coffee still undrunk in her hand, and staring toward the sea. I called her, but there was no response. I called her again, touching her. She got startled so badly she spilled the coffee. I asked her what happened. She said she saw something in the coconut grove nearby. She wanted to call me, but couldn't call. She was very spooked, so we went inside and closed the door. After that incident, we left the very next day. We came back thinking we were out of it. How wrong we were, it was just the beginning. My leave was still remaining as we came back early, so I was at home. We had put out our mattress in the living room to watch TV. The lights were off. I switched off the TV and went to sleep at around 11:30 p.m. At around 2:30 a.m., my wife woke me up and she whispered, "There is someone sitting on the sofa." The lights were off and I was not able to see anything. The room had gone very cold suddenly. So, I slowly got up and switched on the lights, but there was no one, and the cold feeling was also gone. I checked all the rooms, but nothing. But my wife was very sure she saw someone sitting on the sofa. I used to have regular night shifts due to US project, and wife used to be alone at night. She complained to me that she always felt a presence in the house. She had taken to puja and reading religious books daily. She said whenever she is doing puja or reading, she used to feel someone standing at the door, glaring at her. It would vanish once she turned. She saw it from the corner of her eye. He was well-built Brahmin in a saffron dhoti and angavastram. But since I had stayed at the same place for 3 years, I did not take her seriously. I asked her to put on some songs or movies if she liked. I even asked my landlord's mom, who was a very kind person, to accompany my wife. She also used to complain about stomach ache regularly. It never harmed her, but then one night in December, she heard knocking on the door. I never used to knock as I had a key, but she thought I must have forgotten the key as she was still sleepy and got up to open the door. When she opened the door, there was no one outside. But she told me that, as if in trance, she continued to walk out of the house, into the balcony, and proceeded to the corridor. She was about to go down the stairs when someone pulled her back. She felt the trance break and found herself near the stairs, in pitch darkness. She immediately turned and ran all the way to our home. She locked the door, put on all lights, and sat near chanting God's name. This all happened at around 3:30 a.m. I came back at 4 a.m. As soon as I came in, she started crying hysterically and narrated the whole incident. I immediately called my father. He had mantra city and knowledge about supernatural. He told me to apply the holy ashes to both of us. He came the next day. He conducted a puja, and after completing his meditation, he told us what happened. The night we were in Ulibog and my wife saw something, it was an evil entity which attached itself to her. The entity came with us to Pune. The Brahmin that my wife saw was the Vastapurish house protector spirit, installed during housewarming, who was keeping the entity at bay, not letting it harm us. The stomach aches were a side effect. However, that day on the new moon's night, the entity was at peak of its power. It was able to lure my wife out. But again, the Vastapurish foiled it by pulling her back. My father said he has put a protection to the house and gave my wife a Rudraksh. After that incident, we stayed for 1 more year at the same place until we moved to our own flat. But the incidents still give us nightmares. A question haunts us: what would have happened if the Vastapurish hadn't intervened? What was waiting at the end of the stairs?